Hello, I think we'll talk a little bit about the movie Solo. I was lucky enough to go and see an advanced screening of the movie, and although I won't give away any spoilers, I will talk briefly about the way I think, of what my thoughts about the movie and so forth. Anyways, the movie was just over 2 hours long, I would say. It's full of action. It's got a lot of good actors in it. The story isn't anything we haven't seen before. It is, just your standard fluff story. I would say that the story felt very disjointed, somewhat schizophrenic. I would be a good way to describe it, an apt way to describe it. Overall, when I left the theater, I thought about it, and I saw it this last weekend, and I think the movie is very boring. That was my overall thoughts of it. A very boring movie, and sorry to say, I was hoping for better, but that's what we ended up with is a boring movie. There's some good elements to it. The actors playing Solo did a pretty good job, although there wasn't really a lot of room for him to be himself because the role is so synonymous with Harrison Ford and his style of playing the character that to see anything other than that would be it would take you out of the moment. And he did a pretty good job of being Solo-esque, Harrison Ford style. Chewbacca was really, really good in the movie, and there was some good points to it. It was humorous, had a lot of action in it. Woody Harrelson was unremarkable. I couldn't see why. I don't, to be honest with you, after the movie, I completely forgot about Woody Harrelson even being in it. Now, I know Woody Harrelson's supposed to be like a mentor character for Solo, but you don't really get that feeling of it. It doesn't sell well, and that's a good thing. Or excuse me, that's one of the things about the movie. I wouldn't say it's a good thing. It's one of the things about the movie that I took away from it is that the movie just felt schizophrenic to me. Like it had many different mothers and fathers, and it just really couldn't find its own rhythm. And I think that's the best way to describe the movie. Is it lacked rhythm. It did not have any rhythm whatsoever. And while it was good, there were points in the movie where things happened just out of the blue. It's like somebody just it's okay, yeah, let's go ahead and put a chase scene here or an action scene here, and they just happened for no reason. And you just while they were good scenes, you were just kind of scratching your head like, why is this here now? I mean, I honestly, at the end of the movie, I didn't feel any connection to any of the characters. I don't think it moved the ball down the field at all. As far as hey, there's going to be a franchise of Solo movies and stuff like that. It just really generally felt like a movie that shouldn't have been made. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still an okay movie. If you like Star Wars, you'll enjoy this movie, although it is boring. That's the best way I can describe it. I was bored watching this movie. I can tell you that I ate an entire tub of popcorn, and I seldom do that, so I was bored. If a movie's good, you're watching the movie. You're not stuffing your face. If a movie's boring, you're stuffing your face and you're thinking about other things. And that's the way this movie was. And I mean, visually, it's a beautiful movie. Stylistically, you can definitely tell there were multiple directors. The way the movie was done and edited and so forth, you can tell that there were many, many different directors. I think a total of 3 or 4 directors, and God only knows how many writers. And I guess the way the movie was written by committee. Upon there for Solo fans. First, you got to run it through committee. The movie was written by committee, and you could definitely tell the political correctness was one of those things that they were trying to sell in the movie, and it really just that part of the movie just felt flatter than a flat tire. It was just very. Oh God, please, come on. We just want to enjoy a movie. Why does it always have to devolve into politics, kind of a thing? But thankfully that wasn't really, the major crux of it. I mean, but it was there, and you could definitely tell that they sat back and rewrote some stuff to make it culturally, politically correct and so forth. Danny Glover as Lando Calrissian nailed it. Danny Glover is a very comfortable actor. When he takes on a role, he's very comfortable in that role. And to be honest with you, I would love to see a movie dedicated to the Lando Calrissian character. I think that overall that was a really good character. Albeit, the amount of time he was in the movie, you really kind of, in my opinion, I wanted to see more. But yeah, it is what it is. It's a Solo movie, so yeah. The action scenes were, again, pretty good. There's a well, I don't want to give you a spoiler on it. You'll have to go see the movie. But there's a scene with, I guess the best way to describe it is a train that's pretty interesting, and I think that was kind of enjoyable. Although it did seem like you'd seen it before and it's been done before and all that other stuff. But overall, Solo's. If I had to rank it, like in 1 through 10, I would say Empire being the high bar, 10, and Attack of the Clones being the low bar, or the Return to the Sith, or whatever, the Revenge of the Sith being the low bar at 1, or actually, in my opinion, Star Wars Episode 7 being the low bar at 1. This falls about a 5, about right in the middle. It's not a bad movie. It's just not a good movie. And I don't think anybody's going to come out of it going, yeah, I want more Solo. They're just going to leave the movie and go, meh. And they'll probably, my thing is I'm already forgetting elements of the movie. That's how it affected me. It was just, I found it boring and uninspiring, schizophrenic because of how many directors and writers it had. I was annoyed by the political correctness theme that there wasn't part of it. And overall, as far as actors go and stuff, all the actors did a really good job. Woody Harrelson is very forgettable in this role. Danny Glover stands out. Good actor, very good actor. I'd like to see a movie dedicated to the character of Lando Calrissian, and that's the only real takeaway from the movie. Chewbacca, of course, was probably the best character in the whole movie, and the Falcon. And there's a really cool thing with the Falcon where they have to escape. That's worth the price of admission alone. So, yep, if you get a chance to go see it in a matinee. Don't pay full price for it. Whatever you do, you won't be happy that you did. You'd be like, damn, that was a waste of money. I could have stayed home and played Minecraft or Star Trek Online, or gone and rented a movie, or yeah, just whatever you do. Don't blame me if you go and spend money on this and end up regretting it, because I warned you. Solo's one of those movies you wait for it to come out on video, and then you watch it with the family, either that or Netflix, or maybe the late hour. When nobody's around and you have nothing else going on, you catch it on the rerun of Encore channel on Dish Network or DirecTV or something. Anyways, that was my take of Solo. Boring movie, completely forgettable, and at least left me wondering why in God's made it was made, and why they chose, if they did choose to make it Solo, why did they make it this movie? I don't know who's in charge at Disney over the new Star Wars stuff, but whoever it is, they're a fucking moron. And I mean that. They really are a fucking moron. It's like they're not listening to the fans, and they're just completely making shit up, and they're trying to force-feed us political correctness, and it's annoying. It was really bad when the last movie, Episode 8, came out. I mean, what can I say about Episode 8 that hasn't already been said? And Solo is by far better than that movie, but not by much. So, anyways, enjoy if you go and see it. If not, don't blame you. Thanks for watching.